Hey guys, it's Icon. It's part 8 of the Naga Skald. I can't believe this series went that far. But we're here. We got the first room. I got the swamp cleared out, heading towards Snake now. And I hit the point where statue form is almost safe to cast. So let's go into a wide open level. Interesting. Have a look at that. This is a Quicksilver Dragon scale. It has an encumbrance rating of 7. But I don't feel like it's gonna beat my troll leather here. Because you can't enchant Quicksilver Dragon. Let's try it. What the heck. So that's 17 and 18. And also a lot of magic resistance. And that's 18 and 19. So it's overall worse. Although the chunk of magic resistance would be feeling great. Although I have a Naga skeleton. Why the heck do I have a Naga skeleton? Did I kill something? Already forgot. Must have killed something. These scales, they distracted me. Alright. Hellhound means Azrael time. So I have 1 pip of fire resistance. That's not too much. But I think I should be okay here. This guy is one of the weaker uniques. All you need to beat down Azrael is usually 1 pip of fire resistance and some means of killing stuff. And by the time you meet him, usually you should be at that point. Alright. Killing his ads, and there we go. Situation cleared. Oh, a shock serpent. So we're gonna statue form into the shock serpent because I like to be resistant to electricity facing these guys. So yeah, no biggie. I don't like this open layout of this map though. It makes me feel a bit concerned about getting swarmed. But I think I don't need to be that concerned anymore. I have Wand of Digging, I have statue form, and I have a lot of Naga in my face. So what should happen here? Against this Naga pack, I'm gonna dig. And there's Izul. Damn. Alright, since they have Izul, I'm gonna dig a second time. Without this dude, I wouldn't have went for the complete kill hole. But as a short explanation here, with this shape, you're able to break the line of sight perfectly. Nobody will be able to walk towards you and cast spells in your face. So all you have got to do is go around that corner, shout, and step around that corner again. I mean, as a Chai worshipper, this doesn't work too well. You will get hit some. Oh, let's go statue against this dude. I want to be resistant. You will get in some hits while running around that corner again, but I feel like I'm at the point where I can handle some beating. And also, as a polearm user with a spectral weapon, it's pretty insane because I can't stand there. Summon a spectral weapon and it can attack over my head, and basically you can completely abuse this thing. So yeah, like I mentioned in a few episodes before, this spell is completely bonkers, super strong. It's one of the strongest level 3 spells you can get. There was some ritualist here, so I'm gonna step around this corner. And he's not gonna close in as I want him to, but I don't mind. We can kill him. There we go. I want to bring up some Naga skeleton for me here. They're certainly useful. A new amulet. I'm gonna ID that. It's rage. I don't need rage. Chai doesn't like Berserk raging. That's too quick for him. Alright. That's Swamp Snake 3. Interesting situation here. So there's a unique rope, artifact rope I mean, and a lot of evil guys. So let's turn on the statue form here and wait a moment, and I'm gonna take this upstairs. It's absolutely no reason to take it more dangerous than necessary here. Alright, this Naga will close in. That's cool. I'm gonna go upstairs again before they can constrict me. When you're constricted, you can't just run upstairs. You'll need to wait. Or you need to try to break free. That's more the thing. Alright, I think I'm gonna stay in statue here for this situation where I can just stand and fight and do my thing here. But not without my spectral and the regen. These are super important here. They blew up my spectral, but that's okay. I can bring it up again and again. Yet still I notice that I tend to run low on mana during longer fights since my spectral weapon gets beaten down pretty quickly. So yeah, it's a bit concerning and I really need to learn more spellcasting along the way. Ah, there we go, we're at 4%. We're done, finally. So yeah, let's learn some spellcasting, because I really want to learn Irradiate and Simulacrum. These two spells will help me a lot, I think. When I have those online, I should be able to deal with Zod. Hopefully, that is. Let's bring up a Spectral and face this crowd. I should be okay with Statue. Oh, this damage, so insane. The 50% damage bonus from statue form are really something you will notice. Okay. Oh, my inventory is pretty crapped, so I can drop this glaive for sure. Still hoping that I will one day I'll run into a demon trident, but for now I want to have this lightning rod and I'm gonna drop the wand of lightning. I prefer those over the wands of lightning because one good thing about lightning rods, it's firing an unavoidable blast of lightning. So this means these things, they are guaranteed hits. And compared to the lightning wand, that can miss. So let's have a look. Oh, this armor is pretty awesome, but overall, it won't matter because as soon as I go into statue form, my gloves will melt into my body and my robe will melt into my body, so there's absolutely no sense in bringing up this armor instead of the other. So basically my glove and armor slots are occupied permanently by the statue form. Agnes, what's your weapon? Tang of Distortion. Fuck. I hate it when that happens. So she can potentially banish me into the abyss. It's only a 4% chance per hit, but I don't want to take these chances. That's why I'm gonna use Slouch. Because I think, yeah, Slouch immediately annihilates her. Since Slouch compares your speed to the enemy speed, and the greater the difference between those values, the greater the damage. And Agnes is a Spriggan. She got blown up pretty hard. On top of that, Spriggans have a low base HP, so you're never gonna have problems with Spriggans as a Chive Worshipper, as long as you're able to cast Slouch, that is. Thought about that. So there's Vashnia. That's doable overall, but I'm standing at a very bad spot here. I'm surrounded by these dudes, and I think blinking would be the safest option here. I'm gonna regen. And let's check Vashnia out. She's wearing a glowing Naga barding. Alright. I'm gonna try to get manually to the stairs. I still have this funky Agnes skeleton I don't want to drop here. And let's see if the Agnes skeleton can do more work for me. Turns out the answer is no. What I'm gonna do, I could flee upstairs, no problem. But then I would give this Naga sharpshooter a chance to actually regen. Best way to deal with this situation would be a kill hole, I think. So let's try this. Let's dig. But actually no. Actually I'm gonna go upstairs and go for the play when I'm at full HP. It's not worth risking anything here. So here we are. It's kind of like the situation I absolutely wanted against this dude. Because, yeah. Vashnia deals a terrible amount of damage, even while in statue and even while in this optimal corner. And she's always accompanied by a lot of sharpshooters, so take this boss seriously. Vashnia can really mess up your day if you're not taking this fight with proper respect. I lost a few characters to this unique. And here we are. I have these spell levels, but actually I'm gonna level up Irradiate. I'm gonna learn Irradiate first and bring up some conjurations. I think I will be able to use the spell in no time, since my transmutations are already on 12. I guess this will be done in no time. And I also have Cause Fear still on my list. And I want to get rid of that because I don't use this spell anymore too much. And I'm not leveling enough hexes to make this spell permanently valuable. And yeah, we're gonna go for for Simulacrum next. Maybe Death Channel, that would be insane. These two spells are so bonkers. Can bring up armies with it. And speaking about armies, there we go. Let's do some more army stuff. Turns out I really enjoy Nagas once they're done with their shitty early. But the early game of a Naga, it's really no fun. Seriously no fun. Oh, Mara. Mara is also no fun. Alright, so let's go upstairs. I really need to run from Mara. Especially since Mara's already gone bonkers. So, yeah. I took this dude upstairs, which is actually pretty cool. Mara can summon illusions. She can summon a copy of yourself as a player. It's really scary. And yeah, what I'm gonna do. Let's first ask Beam what we can learn about Mara. This is one thing I really love to do while I'm standing in front of those. So Mara's speed is 10. Slouch won't be optimal in terms of damage. Mara also has a crap ton of HP. 123 to 171, so that's really a lot. And the biggest problem here with Mara is, since Mara is considered as a demon or something like that, we can only counter him with anti-magic and not with silence. Or her, I don't know. I think my first play will be the Scroll of Summoning, because I really want to try to kill this dude. Because I can also park him here on this level. But getting rid of Mara would be a big feat. So I got rid of one of the clones, but turns out it was the wrong one. I'm gonna teleport here. This fight is going bad. So let's wait out the teleport, and I hope I won't get blown up. Alright. It's not bad. Because now I have Mara parked on this level, I can safely explore Snake Pit 3. That was some thought in my head when I was able to lure Mara around the corner there and pull him upstairs. Because I felt like, well, Mara is one of those uniques I really love to skip. In most scenarios, you're running into Mara when you're actually not powerful enough to safely kill this guy. The ability to permanently clone himself and bring up more and more copies of him and of yourself and stuff like that is really something, well, you need to rush Mara down as quickly as possible, and then this fight is not too terrible. But usually when you run into Mara the first time, you're not at the point where you can nuke down somebody with that many HP. So that's those are some thoughts about why you're better off not killing Mara when you run the first time into him or her. It's a Rakshasa after all. Who knows their gender? Could be all fake. Alright. This is a bad spectral weapon. So without statue I move at 2.8 turns per step, and with statue I'm moving at 3. Well, I'm at the point where there's almost no reason not to be in statue at this point. Baisusen. Damn. So this chick here can summon Hydras, which is really scary. And she will turn into a lightning dragon as soon as her hit points are low enough. And I want to try what Slouch will do in this situation. I want to see how much I can kill off with a few spells. So it turns out Baisusen is not too impressed by this spell. And it also turns out that Snake 3 is really dangerous. So what's the play here? I don't feel like skipping out on Mara from Baisusen at this point. I want to try. So statue form gives me resistance to lightning, right? Should be able to kill it off. I was right. But I'm standing in water. I don't want that situation to happen. So it turns out Mara can also summon water under your feet. Totally forgot about that. And there's a shock serpent. Without statue form, this fight would be not doable, like I do here. I do it here right now. You wouldn't have stood a chance without statue here. Playing a Naga and stuff like that. Turned out Slouch was not too effective, but I expected as much since the Naga are all pretty slow on their own. So Slouch doesn't do too much wonders here, sadly. Alright, we got it. Certainly happy here. This fight went out well for us. Because Baisusen is also one of those uniques I really love to skip. Don't know if... I think... Oh, Storm Dragon Scales. Didn't know this beauty can drop this stuff. So... What's up with that? No, fat fingering. Cumbrance 15. It'll also only be 5 AC, thanks to my poorly shaped body. It's pretty sad here. But wasn't there a Naga barding? Wasn't Vashnia barding a Naga barding? Haven't I killed Vashnia in this corner? I really need to check out this corner. But here we are, Snake Pit 3. 3 very, very dangerous uniques right in my face. There was Baisusen, there was Vashnia, and Mara. It's pretty insane. I actually shout these dudes into my face here because with the stealth, it's pretty obnoxious. Nagaraja teleported. This is gonna be tedious and pretty dangerous too. There's some issue with my magic resistance overall. It's pretty low. It's too low. And these dudes can teleport other. That's pretty obnoxious. There we are. Irradiate is already at 4%. Don't need more conjurations at this point. I only need one more. No, I have the spell rings. So let's learn Simulacrum. I also want to have these back. So I'm gonna take a short reroute here. Hopefully not run into Mara. Yeah, got lucky. With Simulacrum at my disposal, I will have a very, very crazy summoning spell in my hands there. It will be way better than the summon skeleton I'm using right now. There we are. Good old manuals of ice magic. Alright. Gonna pump it up. I'd really love to learn more spellcasting, but I think that has to wait. until Simulacrum is usable, because right now it's a mess. It's a complete mess. So let's focus those. And I want to check out the shield here. So I need 9 skill points for penalty removal. Not quite there. All right, back to the snake pit we go. Hopefully skip out Mara. That's one issue if you have something parked somewhere. Carrying around all these fruit. Let's get rid of some. This Gormand Amulet always leads to the point where you're stockpiling perm food like crazy. But overall I like to have Gormand Amulets on spellcasters, because it solves a lot of the hunger issue if you're having low spellcasting values. Yeah, I didn't pick it up because it was Mara. Woo! Great! Finally something good. Finally something which brings my AC to a bearable level. AC 25. I'm in game now. So turns out if I had this if this acquirement scroll didn't troll me that hard, I would have been sitting on a really good armor class level for a while. Oh no, my pack is full. Didn't want to see that. Alright, let's check out the Book of Unlife. Alright, I somehow don't want to skip out on that. But I don't need the Book of Transfigurations anymore. I have everything I need from that. Ooh. This is not cool. Don't like it when sharpshooters can pelt me down like that. And this is also a very bad spot for my spectral weapon to do work here. Now I'm better. Alright. Yeah, looks like my defensive skills are at a good level now. And while I'm having statue form online, I'm pretty safe from the most physical threats down here. Very cool. But turns out statue form also melts down my barding into my body, so yeah. I think it's actually pretty neat that I pulled out a barding of flying, because that means if I'm not in statue, I can fly. It's pretty nice to have these options, to be able to fly if I want to or not. And since I'm having this barding of flying, I can get rid of this thingy. I don't need this anymore. You did me good. You did good services lying around in my inventory, waiting for the day when you're finally needed. I never used this Ring of Flying, but well, there are only so many spots in the game where you really need flying. Shoals is one of those. For Swamp, it's also pretty useful. But there are not too many spots where I really need to fly. Okay, Snake 4. Magic mapping time. Funny. Never had this level before. And looks pretty challenging. Since this is all open space, and the only areas where I can dig skill holes safely is the outer ring of this situation. And this area, these two areas here, they're also usable for digging kill holes. And there's this big ass vault in the middle of the map. And actually I need to exclude 2 areas. Just noticed that this area is dangerous too. Oh, I found a new scroll of summoning. Great. I really love to have a handful of these. They're pretty useful. Alright, I don't want to get too close to this vault. I don't want to awaken any bad guys in there, because this will be a pretty hard fight, and I'm not sure if I shouldn't go somewhere else first, but Waltz feels a bit more dangerous, actually. Ah, Jargon. Hi there, Jorgren. I don't have silence, but it's cool that I fly. This, yeah, this should work. His shatter spell is really spooky, super spooky, especially if you're a gargoyle. Really, if you're a gargoyle, Jorgren is a immediate sign of utter danger. Anyways, if you're flying, the shatter spell will deal a lot less damage. That's what I wanted to say. So I felt pretty comfortable with this dude. Alright, Simulacrum getting slowly there. I'm gonna start exploring the outer ring first. And running into an army of people. Holy crap, that's a lot of dudes. Damn. Alright, but turns out the Guardian Serpent just... yeah, I won't do that. Just produced a horrible situation for these guys, so I'm gonna irradiate again. There we go. Getting swarmed is really a frightening situation for a slow-moving character like me, and that was the reason why I really wanted to have irradiate, because you just noticed how I blew them up. Just like that. It's a crazy strong spell. But if I remember it correctly, the downside of this spell was... oh, where's the description part? Oh. So I think this spell produces a bit more contamination than other spells. I think it worked like that. I'm not gonna ask Beam for a moment, just because I don't want to get random malmutated. So does non-trivial damage, blah blah blah, and malmutates them at the cost of significant contamination. 0 to yellow and 3 to first 4 costs. Alright. That's something worth mentioning, that this spell will contaminate you pretty horrible. And right now I was constricting this guy while I was attacking this guy. While you're constricting somebody, you will do continuous damage to them, which is really interesting for octopodes, because these guys can constrict up to 8 people at once. It's really cool. It's a terrible amount of damage, but I can only constrict one guy. I have only one tail. But it's worth mentioning how constriction works. And you can safely kill off guys while destroying somebody else. Oh. No. All this stuff in my inventory. I'm gonna drop these fruits. Because I didn't have any potions of heal wounds anymore. I want to have potions of heal wounds in my inventory, for sure. These are great. So I'm pretty surprised how hard I'm wrecking everything with this trident. Even without statue, I'm dealing a lot of damage with the constriction bonus. And yeah, it's time for the center part. Clearing this level completely before going for the center is especially important for Snake Pit 4, because you will face a lot of Nagaraja in the center part of the vault. Nagaraja teleport you wild across the map. It's part of their combat behavior. If you're not having some insane high magic resistance, you will get teleported a few times. It's gonna happen. You can't change that. And if you're running across a unexplored and uncleared level, random teleportation is super dangerous. That's why I'm clearing this area so hard out. That's the thought process behind this. There we go. Level 19 reached. So, like I expected, since I picked up statue form, the whole game feels a lot easier. Easier than it ever was. I don't feel bad for power gaming with the combination of Chibriatus and a Naga. Oh, not at all. I feel like Skalds are an absolutely good background for Naga, actually. I wasn't expecting to be that successful overall with this background. But the starting spellbook is pretty OP. And well, if I'm gonna ever record another Naga, it's not gonna be a Chai Naga again. That's for sure. Alright, so we're in the middle of something here, and I'm gonna step around this corner, turn the statue on, and bring out the spectral weapon, and I hope to kill off one or two of these guys before I get random teleported around. Ow! That hurt. Crap tons. So the Nagaraja are pretty hard, dealing a lot of damage, even through the statue form AC, but that's okay. Naga Warrior. Let's go. Here I want to have the spectral weapon online always, because there are a terrible lot of guys in there. I feel like my chances are pretty good of just standing and fighting through this situation all the way through, but I don't want to stress out my luck too hard here. Ooh. Alright, I have these skeletons down there, but somehow I'm not convinced that they're able to handle this situation completely. That's why I'm gonna step around the corner, bring up a new spectral weapon, and yeah. This corner is pretty cool for this fight, because stuff keeps running in my face without entering my line of sight too long. And bringing up the new skeletons. I'm going for the next dive here. I cleared out some, but I think there'll be a lot more guys in there. Alright, there we go. Nagaraja time. Wow. He splattered me all across the floor. Damn, that hurt. Alright, I'm gonna stand back and just regenerate a bit up while my summons take care of these little Nagas here. This is cool. Bring up more skeletons. I feel like Summon Skeleton is one of the most overpowered level 1 spells in the game, actually. I would rank this spell pretty high in the list of OP level 1 spells, because it entirely scales of what you resurrect with it. So it means this spell will be useful all across the game. You will be using this spell down in Zot 5. Time by time by time. Every time you have a corpse at your disposal, you want to use this spell. So it's crazy how much value you get out of 3 points of necromancy in the starts. Which I wouldn't need to, actually. With this kind of intelligence rating, I would be able to spam Summon Skeleton without even skilling necromancy at all. That would be also super doable. So somehow I want to say fix this spell, but somehow I keep being happy about this option on super hard runs, because yeah, you're suffering so much from RNG in this game, and this game only got so easy because I was lucky and ran into this statue form spell. It's actually the whole part of the deal here. Let's have a look at this. Interesting, but not interesting enough. I would love to get hands on some more MR, but yeah, not just like that. I don't have too much use for armor anyways, since I'm running around in statue pretty much all the time. I really want to get rid of the Nagaraja. Alright, so this is cool. Armor is not too interesting anymore. In statue I can only wear a cloak and a hat and a shield. Amulet and rings. That's it. That's the end of the line. So, yeah. Makes things easier and harder at the same time, which is pretty funny. Alright, get surrounded here. And I'm not afraid here, actually. I'm not using Irradiate right now because I don't feel like this is a situation worth of it. There's no Nagaraja around me. Nothing really dangerous. I'm just chunking through these. Oof. This is getting more and more troublesome though. Yeah, that's the time to use up some irradiate. Yep, that worked pretty well. They're pretty low now. Should be able to deal with them now. Not without my spectral weapon, guys. Alright. Pretty spooky, but turns out the options I've messed up are paying out at some point. I mean, I'm going through this super easy. I'm actually really surprised how well everything works out. But that's what you get if you prepare properly. Don't want to have once paralysis. No, thank you. Also don't want to have more digging wands. One is way more than enough. So yeah, I gotta be super careful now because you know what, guys? I thought everything's fine. Everything's super. That's the point where I always feel a bit itchy about the situation. Alright, we're not done with this rune yet, that's for sure. But I'm certainly happy how well I'm able to deal with most of these situations. And Simulacrum is getting there. 26% is not so bad at all. Considering that I had 97 a few moments ago. I was really looking forward to this spell. It's gonna be pretty crazy. There we go. Slaughtering these guys. When I'm done with this level, I really need to check up if some good pole arm showed up. Look at that. Random teleportation. Thanks, Mr. Naga. That's what I've been talking about. If you get teleported into something bad right there, ooh, you feel miserable for the rest of your days. Alright, there we go. Naga are pretty interesting enemies. Their spellbook is pretty interesting, if you'll have a look at that, with the teleport other. You're not facing too many enemies with this spell across the game, actually. So, used the reach, because he was only wielding a whip. Meaning I could delay him a bit. And yeah. I don't want to get random teleported too much here, actually. And there's still 2 manuals of ice magic. I'm gonna toss them away actually when I'm done with this, because I don't need more ice magic than I need for Simulacrum. I mean, with these 2 spellbooks I could actually go for a level 9 spell with all this intelligence. Would be pretty crazy. Alright, a screen full of guys. Yay. There's only one sharpshooter among them. And somehow, I would be happy if this guy decided to teleport me. But turns out he doesn't. I want to keep the region up. It's way easier to keep spells like regeneration online if you're having them on a macro, because it's less effort to pull them on. Statue went out. I was waiting for this moment to happen. Let's irradiate into this. Yes, I really want to hurt my spectral weapon. I'm sure about that. This spell's so bonkers. Okay, hope I'm able to deal with this situation right now. This is pretty spooky after all. Let's get into some agility potion. Increase my evasion chance a bit to decrease the amount of damage I'm getting in. Oh, 2 more Naga. That sucks. I still have a potion of magic, but I'm reluctant to use it. It's my last one. I don't want to blow up such valuable resources just like that. But these guys have pretty strong spells. I'm pretty concerned about it. Alright, we're good. Now I want to go back a bit and heal. Overall, I'm again pretty surprised that I was able to live through this without the need to teleport or use the step out of time or anything like that. Finished this in one go. It's pretty amazing. Didn't expect it to go that well. But yeah. This combo overall is known to be as a very OP combo. But I felt like if I ever want to win with a Naga as a complete beginner, I should go with something that's cool with it. And that's the idea here. I hope I'm gonna survive and not blow it up. Look at this. These Naga, they're my friends. They're my family. They're all I have down here. So, let's check out if some fancy trident showed up. We found a trident of freezing, but, well, nah. It's pretty crappy overall. Let's auto-explore for a moment and see if something shows up I didn't notice. I'm getting hungry. Let's eat some jellies. I really want to get rid of all this permafood a bit. It's one of those no amulet games. Come here, stupid thing. Sometimes the whole stealth thing feels really tedious, and I feel like this game should have a function to end your stealthiness at will, because right now the only option I have to produce some attention on myself is either to use some ranged attack or shout, which produces a lot of noise. And yeah, normally you can walk up to them and stab them or stuff like that, but for me, I can only shout. Feels not too well. An unnecessary difficulty here for playing stealth. Alright, I'm having these two demon tridents at my disposal, and I have enough money to buy both of them. So I feel like this is one of the best investments I can take, because it turned out most of the spells I wanted to have fell into my hands without needing to buy them. I'm pretty happy about that. But I'm still lacking a good weapon, so let's change that. I want to buy this demon trident. Show me what you got there. Demon trident of freezing. Well, that's not impressive, but it's better than the one I'm having here. And let's pick up the other one too. I really hope to run into some cool electrocution branded one. Well, that's vampiric. Gonna prefer the freezing over that. I need to say yes to unwielding a vampiric weapon. I forgot that. And there's still this scroll. I want to check out this scroll. What it is. If I get lucky, it'll be a cool brand weapon scroll. I feel like one manual of ice magic is way enough here. So let's drop one of those. I was right. So let's try. Let's try if we're lucky. Nah, it's venom. Over that, I'm gonna prefer the one of freezing for now. And yeah, it's not the optimal weapon, but with all these crazy buffs I'm having, it's totally sufficient. It's a totally sufficient weapon to pump up all these ancient weapon scrolls into and get rid of the last one. There we go. And I'm also turning off the auto pickup because I don't need these ancient weapon scrolls anymore too much when I have a +9 weapon. So if I ever run into the chance to rebrand this other demon trident, I'm just gonna pick those up here and do the thing. Alright, good spot to cut this episode. This was very, very enjoyable run so far. And yeah, it's the standard OP combo for a Naga, I suppose. Nothing too special. But it's my first time, that's why I'm recording and publishing it actually, because I feel like it's some experience I want to share. And feel free to leave some comment or some of your Naga experiences along the time, and yeah, would be happy to hear some feedback as always. Anyways guys, enjoy your time, and I hope you're gonna tune in again. See you guys.